Hello and welcome to round 7 with me, Tomas Varga.
And me, Jirka Tuma. Hi.
So what do we have here? We have Burn. I was told the top tables are all red.
Really? Just burn decks or goblins as well?
A lot of Burn decks, and so that's what we have here. I think it's very standard list, something very similar to what you've seen already. There are 3 Anarchy in the sideboard. There is Breath of Darigas, which is a card I haven't seen.
Ooh, I haven't seen that
probably
since
ever.
Invasion Block.
Yeah, since Invasion Block.
Right? Yeah. And there are 2 Price of Progress main deck and 2 Lava Darts. Those are actually like 2 flex slots,
Yes.
sort of. You might consider otherwise.
I think there is not too much interesting here. It's pretty standard. Some might be surprising that you don't have 4th Overload, because one of the boogeyman for Burn deck is Dreadnought.
By all means.
Yes, for sure.
I guess you're trying to compensate that with 4 blasts, but still Overload. 4 Overload is considered like the staple of sideboards.
I think if I was playing this deck, and I would never play this deck, I think I would play 4 blasts and 4 Overload. That I would start probably.
You've never played Burn in your career? Come on, everybody.
I think I have a story. I'm not sure if I said it before. I played Burn once. I'll leave it for later. Remind me. I think it's quite a cool story.
Oh, so we are having a typical matchup: Burn against Blue-White Control. It's all those Magic itself, right?
Yes, it's played by Tomas Varga, our Slovakian friend, and I really like he's 5-1 now. So if he wins this one, he can draw into top 8. So that's there's a lot on the line. And what I like about his deck is that how it evolved, right? How we evolved from this very slow draw and go game. We got into this, that you play 3 Chain of Vapor, 4 Parallax Tide, and you're trying to like win this way. So there is humility as well.
Of course.
It's just there's no way how to search for it. So that's quite interesting. There's pretty stable mana base. Well,
and we can see 1 Stifle. I believe this is pretty similar to the deck list from the Love Circon this year that managed to get to the top 4. I mean, the guy, sadly, I don't know his name, but he did quite a good video review on the deck list and his card choices as well.
I think it's definitely very interesting, and we can see how it can evolve. So for all those that doubt it, it's not solved format, but there are still changes. Basically, you put Parallax Tide into everything.
Best plan for each deck. I mean, so we are having Cabal Therapy and the rest for each deck, and now we are having Tide as well for each deck. So be ready for Blue-Black Burn coming next year. So are we deciding?
So who's the favorite here?
I believe game 1 Burn should take us. However, games 2 and 3, depending on Tomas's sideboard.
I think we saw Circle of Protection red.
Yeah, so that's gonna.
I've heard that's good against a red deck.
People say that occasionally. Yeah, I mean, there's a debate, but still, Circle of Protection is pretty reasonable.
So Price of Progress is not dead anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's you wouldn't expect it to be bad in this matchup, right?
In this matchup, it's very, very good.
I mean, we might see Tomas playing tight and maybe eating some of his own lands in response to Price of Progress.
That's very interesting. I never thought about it.
Very niche. It probably shouldn't happen, because once you have a tight, you should just grab all the lands from the Burn player, right?
So Fanatic.
Fanatics to play game 1 and
Standstill.
we're gonna see Standstill. Yes, we are.
Yeah,
why not? You
decent.
got Mishra already, right?
Yes, you have probably some follow-up. Like, I think Standstill, obviously, very cool card. Love it. I've played it many times. I like that. I like Fact or Fiction or Standstill. That little game it makes.
Exactly. I mean, you've read my mind, because I love this card since Legacy, when it used to be good.
It's super good against bad players. It's quite bad against good players. Even against Burn, when he has land drops, he doesn't have to blow it, and he can just keep on attacking.
Exactly.
So it seems that Petr is not stuck on lands.
I mean,
and to be fair, if Burn players would know, they would just probably never do anything until they have like 8 cards in hand, and then they just do everything first, or maybe 7 cards. They do everything end of turn. Just keep all instants, and then you blow everything end of turn,
and let them discard,
and then let them discard, and then untap and just kill them. Because I think at the end of the day, there's not a lot Tomas that can do about it.
That should be the plan.
Now he's thinking. Now he's thinking about blowing it. It's probably the worst possible thing because he will pay 3 mana, make Tomas draw cards into open mana. You know that's problematic.
And that will just
see counter magic or disenchant, or I don't know what he has. Even if he Chain of Vapor it back, it's probably fine.
The best way to do this is, as you said, wait for 8 cards of the control player in hand, and of their turn correct.
Yes, that's one thing. Also, you can actually discard some of your spells. Like I can totally see discard, like playing the draw and go game. And if you have to discard yourself as a burn player, just discard it. Vortex. That's not really. It's not really doing it. You just want to have lightning bolts. You just want to have like these 1 mana burn spells.
I mean, as long as your hand is 7 spells, right, you are well equipped.
Yes, and I think you don't not even 7, like particular 7 spells, and you can really go through it. And even when Tomas plays like 4 more lands than you do, it's not guaranteed. There is no edict that says that you will have more lands. That's not how Magic works. So. Yeah, but definitely very interesting game. Definitely Petr has 5 lands, which normally would be good. I just wouldn't play that Vortex as he did, because that's what somehow Petr did like the worst thing in a way. You wait 1 turn, do nothing when he's tapped out, and then when he untaps, you play 1 spell into all his mana that's open. And so I think Tomas has to feel good, like it's as good as it gets for him in game 1.
Totally agree with that. And we are seeing another standstill, a surprise. So
wonderful.
Tomas is well ahead here, I believe.
Yes. Like sometimes the standstill deck fights with mana. You need double blue for counter spell. You need double white for like Wrath of God or whatever if you play it, or Humility. Also, you want to have your Mishras untapped. Oh, that's fine.
I believe that's in response to that standstill. Makes sense. Just
I don't like it at all. At all.
Oh.
So that's 6 damage?
6 damage total, but
no, 8. Is it?
No,
8?
I believe he didn't flash back.
No,
he
didn't flash back. The
just
lava darts.
Fire Blasts and lava darts from hand.
Nah, I don't like it.
I mean, he's still missing 11 damage.
I mean, I can see playing that lava dart to get 2 less cards in. But I mean, when you're facing double Mishra, that's actual clock. That's a real clock. So yeah.
Guess now you are getting close to a situation where you just want to have Price of Progress into Price of Progress.
Probably any point Price of Progress is one of the best cards you can have. And I think now we will see, like, he will start attacking with Mishra, protecting with the other Mishra. Now he can't really attack with both of them because one would eat Seal of Cleansing. Seal of Fire, right? Sorry.
Exactly, but it's safe to attack with one. And just baiting that Seal.
No.
He can straight with tap, of course.
He'll do this.
Non-animated
he can probably do this. Now he will first draw 3, and then since he did it before attack, he will be able to tap Mishra. Right, and he will basically force him. He committed so much.
So one more lava dart.
More lava dart, but this.
This is not a winning plan, I'm afraid.
It almost makes me. Yeah, I'm really not feeling well right now. Like what has just happened. Like what was it, like 4 for 1?
Oh, come on, Tomas. Have some sympathy for our players.
I do have sympathy. I have sympathy for all Premodern players, but I think Tomas is feeling all right. I think he should probably keep some counter for Price of Progress, because Price of Progress, as we speak, is for 8 damage.
I believe it's 1 Mishra is down, so yes, it is 8 damage indeed. But it would be striking if Tomas didn't have a counter magic in hand. Yes. Sulfuric Vortex meets Counterspell.
I mean, if he doesn't have any answer, he has to counter this, right? You can't realistically.
Exactly. That's the one way you could lose the game, unless you would have like Disenchant in hand right away.
What is this? Seal of Cleansing. Okay. Well, that's a shame. He must have drawn it right now.
Or he's just setting up Parallax Tide.
Okay. Which is when we have to get protection from... yes, he is, as you said. But that's how you can protect yourself from Price of Progress.
Yep.
If your opponent doesn't have mana.
That's a good way. I believe Petr is empty-handed, so what Tomas can do is untap 2 of his lands and then blow all 3 lands from Petr.
That's cool. He probably doesn't need to do that, but
you can attack with Mishra's Factory and then untap it for blocking.
Very cool line. I think I would be surprised if Tomas. Tomas is a good player, but I think he won't do it.
No, he's untapping his 2 lands obviously now. At least he went down by 2 counters. Yep. So here we can see the tight combo resolving, and well, guess who's ahead now?
Yes.
So Mog Fanatic fighting the battle.
Oh, well, it's 2 damage. But I mean, if Tomas was on like 5 life, it'd be very different. But at 11
with Mishra,
the only
and there's Dust Bowl, right? So he can just get that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Barbring.
Also nice that he sacrifices the Flooded Strand.
He knows his stuff, obviously. I'm impressed. I mean,
but he didn't attack with the Mishra.
He didn't attack with the Mishra. Still, he seems to know the matchup very well. I mean, who has never encountered burn, right?
Sometimes, there are some encounters that you never wanted to experience.
Well, my imagination just got blown up. Are we going to see Decree end of turn?
But yeah, possibly. But it's like that. How would world look like without burn?
Sorry, come again?
How would world look like without burn? Or how would
I don't want to imagine a world without burn.
Yes, it reminds me Simpsons. How would world look like without lawyers? It would be paradise, by the way.
And there is Decree indeed. So 5 tokens for Tomas.
Nice.
Beautiful tokens. Nice. Those are the old player rewards tokens from Onslaught. They have been actually printed specifically for this card and the other soldiers in that block.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the tokens were selected by the cards that can actually just make them.
I think Tomas is it's like 90%. He's winning.
Oh, come on. I mean, he's got like 7 power on board. He's got Mishra constantly blocking. That Jackal Pop doesn't seem really impressive. He's got his opponent down to 1 card and 1 land. I mean, we are just going to watch some reps of this. But another Decree, perhaps.
Yes.
And I believe this should be finished by the end of next turn.
Love it. Beautiful. I love when you can see that control can do well.
Yeah, you're well renowned for playing control decks, right? So if you didn't know, then Tomas is a avid legacy player and very renowned in the Czech community. Also a content creator, by the way.
Is it for 4 damage?
Oh yes, that's just 4 damage by the Jackal Pop. Well done by Tomas.
Well played from Tomas. Yeah, it's very good.
I believe he actually sacrificed the Fanatic to kill his Jackal Pop. Because all the tokens, all the soldier tokens are still on board. So
very cool. 1, 2, 3,
well
4, 5. Now even Price of Progress doesn't do it. Oh, he's killing him anyway.
That's
yes. I think. I think I wasn't so happy with the standstill. The Vortex play. But it's difficult. We didn't see all their hands. But let's see the deck lists. I see there are 2 Warmth. There is Circle of Protection in red. There are 3 Hydroblasts. Potentially there is a Null. You can bring that as well.
And there's Phyrex Infernus, which is not negligible in the matchup actually, because you can just shrink their graveyard for Grim Lavamancer and Barbering. If you have enough cards to remove, then this is actually a reasonable card to board in.
Because now I don't know, but I think you probably side out Parallax Tide. I think that's not good enough.
I think so because you need to get pretty much lucky to make it work. So you can remove also some enablers, right? Stifle probably goes away.
Yes.
As well, you might trim on Chain of Vapor.
Chain of Vapor, Stifle, Parallax Tide. Not sure about Wrath of God. Seems slow, and
humility is bad. Yeah. Yes. Seal of Cleansing still gets Vortex, right?
Not to mention, on the draw, can you afford to keep standstill? Can we side out like 30 cards?
Well, that wouldn't probably meet the 60 cards rule, but it would be a reasonable plan if you were allowed to do that. So let's see from the burn player. I guess it's pretty straightforward, right? You just bring four red blasts, 1 vortex, and the anarchies, because you're expecting them to just bring in warmths and.
Yes. Now, would you bring in like Breath of Darigas against the soldiers?
I think this is not the game you want to play. Once they resolve their decree, you know that you're already on the back foot, right? I don't think Breath of Darigas is there to just beat soldier tokens from decree.
In the previous version of this deck we had on the stream, like it had third price of progress in the board. That's definitely cards you want to bring.
That's much better, I think. Yes. I mean, might be interesting to just talk to Petr afterwards, just to see why he brought in the first place, right?
These mountains.
I guess he likes the art. I mean, obviously he has a unified art throughout his list.
One saving grace.
So what would you board out actually for the burn deck?
I don't like the mana dart. Feels very weak. I like all permanent based damage. So all the creatures I like Sulfuric Vortex,
including Ball Lightning, for example. In my experience, it runs too much into Hydroblasts, but it's sort of a silver bullet that you need to believe in.
Yes. I'll tell you, there's a secret. Everything runs into Hydroblast in this deck, but the
Curse Scroll,
yes,
and that's actually an important card. The thing is that having a 3 mana spell running into 1 mana spell doesn't feel good.
I remember as a kid, I really wanted this card. It's my dream.
Oh yeah,
it was so expensive.
Everybody wanted this card, but the only version available was from the Dark and then the Judge Foil, right?
From Tempest.
It's the Dark, the original version of. Oh, we are talking about Curse Scroll.
Yeah,
sorry, I thought we were talking about Ball Lightning.
No.
But yeah,
I've never wanted that card. What are you talking about?
Ball Lightning. No, Curse Scroll obviously is epic. Yeah, that's why people were ripping Tempest boosters, just trying to get Wasteland and Curse Scroll.
Yes. So are you trying to tell me that some people got Curse Scroll and I got Oracle and Vec?
Yes. Okay. That's how life works. You still feel hurt about that, obviously.
But back in the day, you didn't even know which is the rare. Because there was no color.
There were no symbols in there. All you had was just magazines that might tell you the rarity of the cards.
But definitely, I think Tomas is very happy winning game 1 because post-board it gets better for him because he has very powerful white spells.
Definitely so. Because that's how blue-white control beats burn. That you just have powerful sideboard to make it work. Winning game 1 is really huge for the control player.
Mm-hmm. He keeps on 6.
Yep. And we are seeing Fanatic again.
And upgraded Adarkar Wastes. When I was a kid, I thought this is better than Adarkar Wastes, and it was also cheaper.
It was much cheaper, definitely. And it doesn't really hurt you, right?
Yes, I don't want to take damage. What are you talking about? Right? Why they play 4 Adarkar Wastes and only 2 Coastal Tower? I will play 4 Coastal Tower and no Adarkar Wastes because I can't afford it.
I originally, when I started playing Magic, I thought that these lands, these invasion lands, were actually the original duels. When we're talking about dual lands, I considered this to be the dual lands. Salt Marsh or Burg Volcano, etc.
Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of things I didn't understand. I remember some reports from Legenda, which is an old magazine, and it was a long report, and he was explaining some of the cards, but he was talking about some cards and I didn't know them. And then at some point he says, and then my opponent casts Disenchant, and then in brackets, which does? Oh, you don't know what Disenchant does? And you read thus far?
Okay, we are seeing Manalik on Curse Scroll.
Mm-hmm.
But no attacks.
Why no attacks?
Why no attacks? I guess he just he just
missed
skipped
it.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I guess he's on nerves a little bit playing for top 8.
Playing for top 8, playing on the stream. Don't forget, like, we are sometimes a little bit harsh on the players. I am. Before making some mistakes. And I'm sorry for it. I don't really mean it. It's not personal. It's like I'm just always trying to see the best line. But it's very nervous. You get nervous playing on the stream. And especially when you one game down, probably you don't play perfectly that first game. You might be on a tilt. You might be still thinking about that mistake. You have to shake it off and just...
Exactly, and that's not an easy task to do. I mean, especially if it's your first time playing on camera, right? By the way, in the meantime, we saw Circle of Protection Red from Tomas' side. And once again, the game appears to be slipping a little bit from Petr's hands.
Yes. But what's like the saving grace for Petr is that he has 3 sources.
He's got 3 creatures, and that's probably the best way to beat Circle of Protection. In my opinion, it's actually better than Anarchy, because Anarchy just simply runs into a counter magic. Whereas having enough creatures, that's the way to just occupy Tomas' mana for many, many turns going ahead.
Because what you do, you just attack. You make him tap 3 mana. But now when he has the Mishra, it can be a little bit more complicated.
Oh, you'd better be ready with some burn spell to take that Mishra down.
Well, you can still run Mock Fanatic into it. It dies and then you shoot it with Grimlava Monster.
But then you're just trimming down on 1 creature, which is...
Yes, but he will lose land.
Yeah, as long as Tomas allows it. And obviously Tomas didn't play his land number 4.
He's preventing.
So now the door is open for Petr to perhaps run something into Blue Elemental Blast.
Yes, I would like to read a study on how players choose the version of Circle of Protection Red.
You might have some interesting ideas about scientific work. Price of Progress in response for 4 damage.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, sweet. Good.
But it's nice that he's playing in response, so he can still deal 2 damage. So 6 damage to Tomas.
Exactly, and he played well around Hydroblast. So I think we should compliment Petr on that. That was good.
Yes. Now, what we have to understand, Tomas has Warmth, and he has Circle of Protection Red as his possible hates. Now, Warmth overall is really good because it doesn't cost you mana. But it's not like forever, to end all win it. In theory, Circle of Protection Red can just win you the game on its own. Warmth can't do it. On the other hand, if Petr gets a Vortex online, and I think he probably brought a 3rd one, because that's one of the best cards against control decks, suddenly Circle of Protection does nothing. Because Vortex says...
Warmth does nothing. Circle of Protection still works.
Oh, sorry.
And that's actually an interesting way how Petr can kill himself, because with just Soul Vortex on the table, all Tomas needs to do is prevent.
I'm sorry. I just turn it around. So Warmth overall may be better, because since it doesn't cost, gives you life, you don't have to worry about it. It just stays there and it gives you a lot of value. While we saw Circle of Protection needs a special pattern, in the play that you have to like keep mana open, tapping out, and so on. But on the other hand, if your opponent has Vortex, he can die. He can kill himself because you'll be preventing.
Exactly. You can prevent the Vortex on your upkeep and let them just hit for 10 turns.
Yes. And obviously, hope for Tomas now is that he will.
That the standstill gets cracked and Tomas will draw as many lands as he needs.
I think now he's thinking about maybe preventing 1 and keeping the other, but Petr has 3 or 4 cards in his hand.
You gotta respect that Vortex, right? I mean, even with the Circle of Protection, since Tomas is lowered down to 9, if Petr was to resolve Vortex, it would just occupy 1 mana. For Tomas each turn. On the other hand, Standstill sort of changes that, right? Because you draw multiple cards.
I think personally, Petr can't resolve Vortex, or he can't cast Vortex. That's just too much of a risk.
I guess so.
Now, Tomas
So he's animating Mishra's Factory, and we see Bolt Nice.
I think Tomas was quite confident about it because he felt like opponent would have to blow, right? That standstill, and he wanted it. He wanted to have some more lands.
But on the other end, you're losing one. But yeah, I guess this is a plan. So, is there gonna be a follow-up for Petr?
No. So now Tomas, his plan, very simple. Play land every turn. That's it. And wait with counterspell for some crucial... Now, I wasn't sure. I just want to ask... I'm not sure if we have any technical difficulties. Can you hear the commentary? Is everything fine? Just please let us know in the chat. If there was any problem.
Chat says it's freezing every few seconds.
Oh, I see.
Well, let's hope for the best that it will get resolved soon enough.
So Tomas is preventing. He's preventing with the prairie because it's weird land in terms of mana producing. It does not tap for mana. It taps for 2 mana if you spend mana. So yes.
The puzzling part is the graphics that looks a bit like Flooded Strand, right?
Yes, I agree with Scarface that Petr is in a bad shape. Yes. Now facing 5 untapped mana.
What's your plan, right? Getting to 5 mana to play Anarchy backed up with
there's Warmth as well.
So we are really getting into the just Anarchy or bust position, I suppose.
Now all the lightning bolts that...
So Tomas managed to get all of his enchantment hate cards that he brought.
So Scarface said it's bad for burn player before those 2 Warmth were cast. So now basically Petr has -4 cards in hand. Like what does that Incinerate does? It can kill the factory. Yes.
But gaining 4 life to Tomas in the process.
Incredible.
That's not a way to win the game.
Yes.
I feel sorry for Petr. Anarchy?
So powerful.
But there is an interaction coming from
good that he didn't miss the trigger. Very important.
And Mana Leak.
Mana Leak. What a cool card.
Oh, yes. People at first didn't realize that this card was good, right? When it was printed in Stronghold, I believe it took a few months for people to actually realize that.
Well, when I was starting, I thought Miscalculation is better. Because like 2 or 3 mana, it's the same and you can cycle it. But the difference between 2 and 3 mana is the whole world, right?
And we actually see tides with Chain. So
he kept it
Tomas kept those in. Well, he obviously is a man with a plan.
Wonderful.
So, are we going to see Fire Blast 4 for 4? And another Fire Blast? No, these 2 get exiled. I love Petr. I love Petr's spirit, you know.
Yes. This is like Silence of the Lambs on Petr's side. Very cool. But I it's always good to see. I always enjoy when people know what they're doing. I like so much what Tomas is doing, and clearly he knows what he's doing, and he showed us very well. I mean, he drew 3 super good hate cards without any...
Out of 3. 3 out of 3.
Out of 3 without Enlightened Tutor. Of course, he blew 2 standstills, but...
Yeah, I mean... Since he drew them, he had to play them, right? you don't keep those cards in hand just to feel sorry for your opponent.
But generally, I have to say, I'm not a fan of Enlightened Tutor. I just hate that 2 for 1. And if I was playing cards like that, deck like this, I would not play Enlightened Tutor.
Does he play Enlightened Tutor though? I don't think he does.
No, he doesn't.
No. I mean, you would need to go really deep with your sideboard, just having a toolbox in there to make it work. So Tomas and his powerful enchantments, slowly, steadily taking control.
There's another Anarchy. Tomas only has like 3 counter spells, but yeah.
Well, my response to that is, so what? Yeah, just keeps attacking with the soldiers. I mean, Petr identifies that he sort of needs to stay on board with those fanatics.
But seeing 3 incinerate in his hand, it feels so painful.
And now he's facing 6 soldiers, actually. I mean, soon enough, Petr will have no choice but to block with those fanatics.
Bring back damage on the stack. Make damage on the stack great again.
I would love so, but we're not gonna get there, I guess.
Yes, I think this is pretty much over.
Yeah, I mean, we are just going through the turns, but I guess the winner is pretty much assured to be Tomas. And so he's probably advancing to our top 8. We're gonna have blue, white, and troll in the top 8.
Yes, I'm quite happy about it.
As long as his tiebreakers are good and he could clinch just an ID.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, we have quite a lot of players actually, so some players with 6-1-1 might actually not be able to squeeze in.
Really?
Yeah, depends on how many unintentional draws there were, but it could happen.
Yeah, so I think for Tomas it's pretty much showed thing. It's almost certain that if he draws next turn, he's going to make top 8.
It's likely. It's likely, but I mean, consider at Euros there were actually 2 players at 6-1-1 that didn't make the top 8.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had like 200 players, right? So the player count was even higher, but yeah, it happened. Anyways, so congratulations to Tomas. He won 2-0 against Bern, which is a good achievement for him, I think.
Yes. And how much time do we have till the end of the round? Okay, it's 19. So maybe I'll just bring Tomas for a short interview. You can tell us. We can congratulate him.
I think so. It's a good idea. Yep. Let's hear his thoughts. So.
So Tom, congratulations first of all. So
thank you.
Most likely you're going to make top 8.
Hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, what did you expect before this match against Bern? We were thinking you are the dog in the first game, most probably, and in the second it gets much better if you draw all 3 of your best 8 cards.
Well, so I would say that first of all, it's a terrible matchup. It's absolutely terrible, but I was quite lucky because the opponent had in the first game a lot of lands and no action, no gas, so that was nice. I had the parallax wave, so I mean that was close one, and then the third one, it was a good call on the mulligan. So and then 3 in the row. Yeah, so it was nice.
Yes, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, your opponent also forgot to attack at some point.
No,
if I'm not mistaken.
It was actually twice. I would
Twice.
say, yes.
And another thing is, I was thinking, like, I like standstill. It's a beautiful card, but I would say against like really good players, it goes like exponentially worse.
Yes, indeed.
And against like, let's say, not so experienced players, it's super good. And it felt to me that you play standstill, your opponent did nothing, let you untap, and then he cast that single spell for 3 mana. That's like ideal scenario.
Yes,
you couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
because I think if you have lands, you just can't. You just play your lands, and then you have a land full of burn, which is something you can't maybe even beat.
Yes, indeed. You just make the setup. A lot of players are, like playing this Aeroblast. And it's
that's possible, but price of progress is like biggest fear for in any game.
It is. Yeah. It's a game of luck, I would say, in this kind of a scenario. It's because the fact if you drew a lot of non-basic lands, it's bad. If you draw a lot of basic lands, it's nice. So I don't like this matchup. I lost the game 1, and I think it was the second or third round against the Monoret. He was also on the table 3, I guess. So he's doing very good. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice. So,
No,
it was nice.
it's
It was tough.
And by the way, and tell me, can you tell the viewers, why did you choose to play this deck? How well is it positioned? Which decks this deck crushes?
All right. So it's basically because when I was young, so that's like 20 years ago, right? I mean, when I started to play, I mean, this kind of deck was in the standard meta game. I mean, the standstill, blue white control, so it was nice. So I mean, this was the decision. I like these cards. I like the Decree of Justices. So and now I made this edition of the Parallax Wave combo. I wasn't playing it previously, and I changed it like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So that was nice. And your second question was what is rushes? I would say basically anything which lets you to survive till the end of turn 5. So if you can make it to the turn 5, either by counterspelling or the Chain of Vapor, it's a nice tempo card. I was using it a lot of times as a tempo play. I mean, end of turn, bounce your creature to standstill. So
yes, wonderful. And so, how is, for example, match against Replenish? Because they have a lot of tools post board, including like Orange Chance.
yes,
So I was wondering how can you?
we've been testing it. I mean the game 1. I mean the post board game. Well, it's a bit tricky how many counterspells you draw. Right, so it's basically only her counterspell magic, and the thing is, who can resolve the parallax
Tight.
Parallax
Right at
Tide,
first.
yes, for sure.
Yeah, that's a game over.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, I mean that's good that you can, because normally control decks they're just like stacking counter spells, and you are basically threatening like, okay, if you like tap out, I annul it, untap, play
Yes.
Parallax Tide, you die.
yeah.
Yes.
It's
So
a game over,
yes,
so,
okay,
yes.
very very good. And maybe one more thing I wanted to ask, and I probably forgot it. How did you sight? Because I would imagine that you cut Parallax Tide.
I cut.
you
I
decided-
think one. I think I cut one. I cut one factor of fiction, one humility. I think I cut 2 standstills, or 1 or 2 standstills I cut, and that's probably it.
So you get
Because
Wrath
so-
and 3 tides.
Because I saw Wraths post board. Because
I kept them. I kept 3 tides, and I studied out 2 factor of fictions because it's a 4 mana, so it's never gonna happen. So
Yes. Yeah, very cool. Wonderful. So Tomas, good luck in the
Alright,
next
thank
round.
you.
Like I hope you will have some time to rest, regenerate in the next round.
yeah, I'll go eat. So,
Then be ready for the
Yeah,
top 8,
alright.
hopefully.
Alright,
So,
thank you.
Congratulations.
Good luck in the top 8.
Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
So that's all for us for round 7.
Yep.
And another do or die game is coming in just in about 15 minutes.